Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight this video is going to be sped up because it was 45 minutes long, but I am going to show you how I work through baskets, and this is really the normal way I do it. You know, I usually do some fancy planned out videos, but this is not planned at all. So just watch me while I make these baskets, Mod Podge or hodgepodge. Mod Podge, like Crafting Corner with Katrina always says, but these are truly non-themed, just random items. Everything in these baskets will be a penny unless they have that little parlor game. So I have like some that I will show you, I think, that say parlor game on them. Those came from Pop Shelf, like that little duck game, that duck shooting game right in front of us, underneath my arm. That one and the other ones that have that logo on it came from Pop Shelf, and I got them at 90% off. And so they were like anywhere from 50 cents to 30 cents, 30 to 50 cents. Everything else is a penny item. And then while I'm kind of making these baskets, I might pop in and tell you about something. But the main thing I'm going to talk about tonight is pricing, profit, and purchasing. So those 3 P's are my favorite things about the basket business. I'm going to tell you how I move in these basket making streets. And it is not for everybody, but all those tie in together for me. And I'm just going to kind of explain a little bit. So I'm going to jump right in on it. The majority of my items, and I know you guys are sick of hearing this, came from remodels and or Dollar General penny shopping. So any store, when it pennies out, I go and I try to hunt down the deals. I used to go to a lot of remodels. Me and my family would wake up early in the morning on Sunday. I'm talking about 3, 4, 5 o'clock, drive out and go to remodels and get these pennies. But that has changed a whole lot this season. I hope it goes back to the normal way, but remodels are now closed. And so I haven't been getting the mass amount of pennies I have. But it ties all together. So that is how I purchase. And that is how I make my profit. Now to talk about the pricing of it. My baskets, because I purchase at such low amounts, the profit of that was 30 cents. I don't know if the speeding up, I didn't really show y'all. But that was 30 cents. That little Falcon set here in Georgia was 30 cents at Marshall's. But anyway, to talk about the pricing of your baskets, and this is for my new basket makers. I struggle with pricing, but I price my baskets a lot differently because of the way that I purchase than a lot of basket makers on here. But one of my favorite things to do is to watch pricing videos. And one of my favorite people to watch is Birthing Bosses with Felicia. She does not mind showing her prices. And if you search her channel, you will find a whole bunch of videos. And I just go to her channel, I click in pricing. I have a whole playlist where she goes over the way that she prices her baskets. And it is a good idea to check and see how other people are pricing their baskets. Now, YouTube has this way of pricing baskets through live streams and commenting. And I would just advise new basket makers, do not pay attention to that. Pay attention to actual price tags that are hanging on people's gifts. And that's why I like Birthing Bosses with Felicia. She will show you what she is charging for her gifts. And I highly doubt that she is going back and changing all those prices. But a lot of times in some live streams and the comment section a lot, you'll see these outrageous prices for things. And I have a hard time believing that people are really charging those prices. And maybe they are. But the pricing strategy I have is to buy low, purchase low, and then sell at a reasonable price. And so like I'm pointing out here in this gift, some of these items are very expensive if you think about it. If I had to pay them, full price. I left the tag on that little color reveal Hot Wheels set. That was $10. And I left the price on there because I think it kind of will show the value of my whole entire gift. But this gun was like, I think $15 or $16. that little Sonic, $12 for that little Sonic. So if I had not got these things for a penny, I would be deep in here. That little Hot Wheels build a car, $15. If I had not got these items for a penny, I would be in this basket, even at 50% off, more than $30. So, I mean, it is how you are shopping. And that is the only way that you will be able to make the amount of profit that I make. So a lot of times if you search my videos, you'll see that I do holidays for $500, or I will do holidays for $1,000 max. And that includes florals. Okay. So really, it is how you purchase that will be able to, show you how you can price, which will be able to show you your profits at the end of the day. And so it is very, very, very easy to fall in this trap of, buying and not being able to sell, or being able to sell, but not being able to actually come home with real good profits. So I would say my first tip here is to always purchase at a certain buying level that is appropriate for what you can sell. And that is kind of hard to figure out, especially as new basket makers. Okay. Another thing that we do as new basket makers is we go to the Dollar Tree and try to scoop up, 5 or 6 things to put in a basket. And then by the time we do that, we even have to charge a higher price, like $50 or $60, just to make it make sense. When I talk about my profit, I want to make, and I mean, this is honest, at least 10 to 20 times my money in my investment. And so that is I know that seems outrageous to a lot of people, but if you are putting, 6 and 7 things in a basket and they're all penny items, some of the items, you can get 700 times your investment if you wanted to. So it is going to take a while for you to get used to, pricing and purchasing and figuring out what your profit is going to be. But I would strongly recommend, one is to kind of watch the pros. Watch the pros. And I would consider Birth and Bosses with Felicia a pro. She has been doing this for a lot of years, and she shows her pricing. You can see them directly on her price tag. So she isn't just selling you a dream, which you will find a lot of that where they're like, oh, I would charge, $125. I would charge, $85. And then you're looking and you're thinking, who is going to spend that amount of money for that? I would definitely look to the pros. But then while you're looking to the pros, you have to ask yourself, where are these pros selling? How long have they been selling? What are they purchasing? Okay. How are they spending their money in order to gain the merchandise? Okay. Another good one, to watch, would be Baskets and More. That's her YouTube channel. Her name is Miss Joy. She always, every time I've ever commented on any one of her videos, she has shared her price. Her pricing is very different for what I would consider my pricing to be, but I like to gauge that. She is in the same state that I sell in. She sells not too far away from where I sell. She does sell in a mall though. So we would take that also with a grain of salt. Are we selling in a mall? Are we selling in a place that is contracted to be non-compete? The answer for me is no. I sell on the streets, and competition pulls up next to me all the time. But Miss Joy, she sells in a mall. She sells in an area where she has a contract to be there, and I'm pretty sure, the other they're not going to place other basket members or basket sellers next to her. Because that would probably not be in her contract. So we all have to think when we're watching these, YouTube people, we're getting very creative ideas from them. We're learning from their business, but we have to kind of take a whole catalog of what they are actually accomplishing. Another person we like to look at, or I do, I'm speaking for myself here, and I like to call her the Queen of Easter. LBE Baskets and More. Love Basket Express is her name. She makes beautiful gifts. She has mastered Easter. In her latest video, she even gave us a tip to pack the baskets full. I don't know if you guys watched that. So she drops plenty of tips. But then you have to think about her. This is but my perspective. I'm not trying to speak for her, but I have watched her for a long time, and she has literally said that her mode of operation is to service her whole community with baskets for all occasions. She has mentioned that she has schools. She has, sells to a variety of people, churches, real estate agents, brokers. Her clientele runs the gamut. She could be selling gifts every single day. I don't sell a basket a day. I don't sell a basket a month. Okay. So I can't, one, shop like her. I can't always price the way that she prices. She has built up a clientele. So we have to think about all these things when we are pricing, when we're looking for a certain amount of profit, and when we're purchasing. It is very hard to get caught up watching these hauls and watching the prices that people are paying for things and assuming that that is a good price for our business. And so a lot of times I say, I will, skip it. Even at 90%, I have skipped a lot of things. Case in point, I posted a short on the candles in which I shared that the candles were hidden red dot and they were currently 90% off. It was a $10 candle. And so that it would currently be $1. I bought the 6 that I showed on that video, and I didn't buy any more. I came across plenty. I also went shopping with one of my best friends who does baskets. And it was worth for her to buy those. Every time we came across them, she bought them. I did not buy them. I said I was going to wait until they were a penny. Well, guess what? I waited till they were a penny. I didn't find a single candle. And I'm okay with that, because those candles, for the way that I purchased, for the amount of stock that I already have in candles, was not worth $1 to me. And I had to let that go. I had to miss out. Me getting those candles at $1 was not the right way for me to purchase for the right amount of profit that I wanted at the time, given the stock that I already have. And so when I was saying that, I also noticed that someone had commented, God bless her, I'm not trying to attack her, but I saw where someone commented on Boss Lady Fees, where she did buy them. I think she bought like 60 at $1. And they were like, oh, you should calm down. These will be a penny next Tuesday. And I'm not saying that person watched my channel. I don't even know if she does or if she is a subscriber. But it didn't make sense. Boss Lady Fee has told you that for her and her business and the amount that she sells, she would purchase at $1. And so that makes plenty of sense for Boss Lady Fee. I don't know. If y'all have been watching Birth and Bosses with Felicia as long as I have, she has told you that she is the largest gift basket seller in her community. She has 2 locations as well. She has done that for, I think it's like 25 plus years. I'm not sure the numbers, so don't quote me on that. So I think she is very qualified to know that the $60 is worth it for the amount that she sells. And she has already figured in her business plan that buying 60 candles and paying $60 is worth, than a penny, more worth it for her than trying to see if they may be 1 or 2 left at a penny. So we have to be able to judge and know and be honest with ourselves about the merchandise that we are paying for, how much we're paying for it, how much we can invest, and how much profit that we are comfortable receiving. And then not only that, for me, I'm going to price my baskets, to sell. And I have been saying that for the longest, because these items, the majority of these items have been in my stock for over a year, which means I am paying for them. Now, there are not many storage units that you can get in the state of Georgia where I'm at that are less than $100 a month. And so if I'm storing these toys so much that I have to have an Easter basket, Lord have mercy. If I have to have a storage unit, then I am paying $1,200 for these toys. That's the math. If I got it at $100 even, I would be paying $1,200 to store these toys. Now, could I sell these baskets at a cheap price and make $1,200 or more? Or should I just hold on to them? It has to make sense for our individual businesses. So when you're asking, how much are you pricing for that basket? It is good for you to tell. And I love when people tell, but you have to realize that that is just a small guide to how you should be pricing your baskets, to how you should be shopping, to what is a good price for you to shop. So I talk a lot about my plan and how I use penny items, and I don't know if it seems glamorous or cheap or if it seems like it's doable or not doable. One of the biggest things I hear is people say, well, they pull it when it's a penny, or I can't find it. It is not easy. This is not easy. It is not like I just walk into the Dollar General that's around the corner from my house and say, give me all your penny items, and there's just a whole bunch of penny items. Now, I have walked into a store randomly and found a whole bunch of penny items, but there are a lot of stores where I walk into and I don't find anything, and I have to go to the next store. And I travel. I do work probably about 45 minutes from my house. And so all the way there, I will stop at a Dollar General, each Dollar General. You know, there are some weekends where I will travel all across the state because, you know, $30 worth of gas, a tank of gas, and I got, you know, 2 of these X-Shot guns back there. That's $30 right there, and I got it for 2 cents. It's paid for my gas plus more items. So I don't mind traveling. It's kind of therapeutic for me. And I hear a lot of us basket makers like to say, well, I like to shop. I don't really like to shop, but I do like to hunt a deal. And so I'm hunting the penny item. Okay. And then they say, well, if I can't find the penny item, then I can't make, you know, hundreds of baskets. And I'm trying to make hundreds of baskets. Well, if I can't find the penny item myself, I'm talking about never in a million, then I'm not going to make 100 baskets. Another thing we have to realize is this a side hustle or is this your full-time business? If you have decided to make it your full-time business, then you're going to have to purchase that P again, a lot different than this person that is going to have it as a side hustle. Now, I'm not saying that a side hustle is better. I'm not saying that a side hustle is worse. I'm not saying that doing this full-time is better or doing this full-time is worse. But for me, I have decided that I have a career that I enjoy most days, and that is my livelihood. But this will supplement it. And so because it's supplementing it, I can only put a small portion to that, which does not mean $1,200 worth of storing the items with the storage unit for 12 months at $100. So, do we all make mistakes in our business planning and carrying on? Yes, I've done it. These toys that y'all were seeing, most of them have cost me $1,200 this year, even though to buy them and take them out of the store, it only cost me $0.01. So you ask yourself, was that a wise decision? Should I be copying behind that decision or not? But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of walk you through that. I know this video is coming to an end. I didn't really do much talking. But I did show, if you were watching the video while you were listening, basically, this is how I make baskets for the day on a day-to-day. It's not all as glamorous as, well thought out and planned. And then I get in here and I film it. I don't even know if you want to call that glamorous, but this is how I usually do. Just have some items on the floor and start putting them in that make the most sense to me. And so I have come up with these baskets. It's 10 in total. Some of these are hodgepodge, like crafting corner with Katrina would say. And I just kind of worked through them. I am going to show you some here at the end that were Paw Patrol, that were more themed or more cohesive and more like put together or intentional. But I'm just trying to get rid of all these toys. Okay, so everything is going in a basket, and I'm just walking you through that process. Okay, guys, so I have talked for 20 minutes. I'm going to let this play. Stay till the end and you can see the other baskets that I created. I hope it doesn't seem like I was fussing at everybody, but I was just trying to explain my take on pricing, profit, and purchasing. I'm telling you that most of my gifts will probably be, I'm going to have $15 gifts. I'm going to have maybe, I think just those Hello Kitties will be my $10 gifts. 10, 15, 25, 35, and probably 45 or 50 would be the highest. That, like that pillow that I showed on a short with the picture, that might be $50. I'm not even sure about that. I'm pricing for these baskets to get up out of here. I don't like toys. They take up a lot of space. They're hard to store. So yeah. And then I said I wasn't going to talk for this whole video, and I guess I almost did it. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Give me some tips on how you guys purchase and pricing, or pennies, or any of the P's that I talked about. I just love this community. All right, good night. That's it. That's the video. See you later. Bye-bye.